Welcome to Voices from the Land. I'm El Ray. I'm recording this while working very remotely, in a place that sits well outside what most people consider normal or accessible. I'm no expert at podcasting. In fact, I'm the opposite. And the equipment that I'm using is as simple and sparse as the land around me. That simplicity feels intentional. This podcast is a journal of observations, moments, and learnings shared with care. A journal of what it feels like to live and work far from the centre of things. Over time, I'll be reflecting on life at the edge of the map, the realities of remote work, the things I've had to unlearn, and the quiet truths that don't often make it into mainstream conversations. I won't name places or communities, and I don't speak for anyone else. I speak from my own experience. As someone who is Aboriginal, living and working with respect on country that isn't my own. This first episode is about setting the scene, about giving you a sense of distance and the rhythm of life out here before anything else. Remoteness here isn't an idea, it's logistical. Supplies don't arrive daily, transport comes intermittently, once or twice a week if conditions allow. Food options are limited. Fresh produce isn't guaranteed, and when it arrives, the cost reflects how far it's travelled. Processed and packaged food is often what's most available, not by preference, but by necessity. Every couple of weeks, a food truck comes through, and when it does, it matters. The people here are resilient in a way that doesn't seek recognition. Tough, but not hardened. Resourceful, generous, even when there is very little to spare. Many people are deeply familiar with food insecurity, with making do, with stretching what's available, and still there is humour, there is warmth, there is kindness that feels uncomplicated and genuine. Being here means leaving my family behind. That truth doesn't soften with time. There are moments where the distance feels heavy, where the isolation is real, and the quiet presses in. Loneliness exists here. I won't pretend it doesn't. But alongside it, there is purpose. This is the work I love. It feels aligned. It feels meaningful. It feels like I'm where I'm meant to be. Even when it's hard. Holding those two things at once, missing the people I love while doing the work that fills me, is something I'm learning how to carry without resentment. Distance changes how you think about health. If someone becomes seriously unwell, help does come, but not immediately. Retrieval services take time to reach places like this. Waiting becomes part of the experience. The heat is not background noise here. In extreme temperatures, dehydration can happen quickly. The land asks that you pay attention to your body. Electricity loss is also a regular occurrence. Trying to stay cool in 40-degree heat is no easy feat, and sometimes for hours on end. We won't talk about the flies or how I've become dorky with a fly net. Living and working in places like this requires resilience. You need confidence in yourself. You need judgment. You need the ability to stay calm and steady. Formal systems aren't always close, so awareness, communication, and self-reliance matters. Self-reliance doesn't mean aggression or hardness. It means boundaries. It means discernment. It means knowing how to de-escalate rather than escalate. One thing that often surprises people is that I've never felt unsafe in remote communities. That doesn't mean nothing ever happens. Life happens everywhere. But what remote living has taught me isn't fear. It's awareness. If anything, the greater lesson has been about complacency. When I return to more populated places, I notice how much I let my guard down, how quickly I assume safety without thinking about it. I found myself in more uncomfortable situations in places considered normal or familiar than I have ever in remote settings. Remote living sharpens your awareness. It teaches you to be present, to read situations, to stay grounded rather than reactive. Going home has shown me that different environments require different kinds of awareness. Safety isn't about where you are. It's about how attentive you are to yourself and the spaces that you're in. I've always felt at home in Aboriginal communities. There's something familiar in the rhythm, in the way relationships come before schedules. And presence matters more than performance. I don't speak for anyone here. I only know that these places, the people, the pace, the values have shaped me deeply. This place holds beauty and hardship at the same time, distance and connection, scarcity and generosity, isolation and belonging. I wanted to record this, not to explain it, but to remember how it feels to be here. This is where I am today. Thanks for listening. This has been El Ray.